everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who have not been here, my name is Cheryl and I like to sew and crochet in my she shed. So let's get started. Come on, Jerry. So today we're going to work on using the Sentro 48 needle knitting machine, and we are going to make some of these pumpkins. And it's that time of year. They can be used for your fall decorations or like a Halloween themed one, Thanksgiving. So let's get started. Before we get started, I just want to add that I am not affiliated with the Sentro company. I just really like using their knitting machine. It was a really good price when I bought it for a beginner. So let's get started. So we're going to make an orange one. And you just want to start by threading your knitting machine. And this will basically work for any knitting machine. This one is a 48 needle one, so I don't know how many rows you would do for a lesser needle one. I'm not familiar with the lesser needle. Okay, we are going to set our counter. We're going to do 50 rows and I'll be back. Okay, I did 50 rows and then I got it off the machine. Now this tail, this is the tail when you're taking it off the machine that you want to cut pretty long. Unfortunately, I don't know that I cut this one long enough, but we'll find out. So you're just going to pull this. You'll have to work it around to get this out. And once you get it pulled pretty tight, this is the yarn needle that came with the machine. There's a longer one, but I seem to have lost it. But these work really well for this. Now I'm just going to tie a knot. Just like that. And then I'm going to stick this through the hole and pull it through to the other end. And then you just want to grab inside and pull this in like that. You want it to come right here. And leave this with the needle out of the way. Find your other end and do the same thing. Just pull it closed. Pull it as tight as you can. And then the one string that I still have the needle on, I gotta get my scissors. You're just going to simply tie them. But I'm going to cut this first, and I'm going to cut it pretty low, about right here. And you want to save this extra piece. And then you just tie it pretty tight, just to get the hole closed. Okay, once you have it tied, you just want to get it straightened out, flatten it out, and then hold it like this and find your top part. So now we're going to take the needle off the long thread, and that scrap piece that you cut off, we're going to use this to sew this together. See if I can do this. So start anywhere you want, and you just go in this top. See that the top, just one, and then count 1, 2, and go in the third one. Oh, go in the third one every time. Make sure you don't pull it all the way through, and go all the way around until you get right here. So we'll be back. Now that you have the top part all sewn around, you can trim these off. I mean, don't make them too awful short. And this is what I use to fill them. It's just a polyfill. I got it at Walmart. It's pretty inexpensive. And I just grab a handful, however much I feel like putting in there. And I just stuff it in. Make sure I don't pull my strings out. And just kind of work it around a little bit. And you can use however much you want. I don't have a set amount, just however it feels to me. So that feels pretty good. So now you're just going to pull those 2 strings, and this is where it gets a little tough. You're going to want to hold your finger on there because it will pop back open. Just like that. Okay, I got it. So it does have a little bit of an opening, but that's okay because we're going to put a stick down in here. So these are my strings that were left, and I'm simply going to hide them just by poking them down in there. And they're gone. Now this really long string, this is what's going to make the pumpkin. Okay, so I can never do this right, and I end up making way more lines than I need to. But I try to get it set up to where see how it's got these little ridges here. Okay, I'm going to take this string, it's already connected to the bottom, and roll it up through here and stick it down through the middle and out the bottom. Pull it through. And then you pull it tight, and that makes the little pumpkin look. And then we're just going to go to the next one. Do the same thing. Make sure when you're pulling them through that you're getting it through the bottom hole. So basically, when I'm doing this, I'm feeling with my finger for it to come through that hole. And there we go. So once you got that done, there's still a string down here. We didn't tuck it because we want to use it, which I went through it. But you're simply just going to tie off. Well, I'm not showing you. There we go. And then I'm going to hide this string. I'm just going to stick it through and come out the side. And then cut it. So here's your top part. Now we need a stick. Be right back. Okay, this is where I get my sticks. That looks like a good one. Come on, Jerry. So you can really use anything. You can use a small dowel rod, or you can use cinnamon sticks, which I do have some, but I got the cheapy kind, and you can't really cut them because they're a little long. I can try to cut it. Ooh, you might just use that. It smells really good. But here's what happens when you try to get them shorter. I know I could probably find some better ones, but I was in a hurry and just grabbed whatever I could find. So we'll try this one. It's a little brittle. Okay. So what we're going to do is take our hot glue gun and just put a whole bunch of glue around the bottom of it. And poke it in the middle. So once you're done with that, I used a stick on this one. Then you can make like a crochet swirly, or you could just make a chain and wrap it around there. Or what's that one stuff, like little rope stuff? Hemp rope or something, you could use that. This is my Halloween one. So I hope you liked my video. I know I'm not the best at describing things. I am not a professional. I simply love doing crafts. And right now, I am so hooked on these pumpkins that I have a million of them. If you like this video, could you please click like and subscribe to my channel? I'd really appreciate it. Thank you and have a great day.